Hey YouTube. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about how I have made this storage box, this drawer setup in the back of my Jeep. I have a 2000 Jeep Cherokee, and I was basically fed up with the clutter of everything here in the back. I mean, there's not a lot of room in between the hatch and the back seat. I personally need the back seat. I have 2 car seats that go up here for when the whole family travels. We go camping and whatnot. At the same time, I was really getting annoyed with all of the clutter back here. I got into this overlanding kick, I guess you could call it. I decided to just basically just do it. I was sick of really designing or contemplating on what I did and didn't need, and I figured I need to just do it and then figure out, better ins and outs, better ways to do it, things that I could use later on if I ever wanted to redo it. Considering it wasn't too hard and not really that expensive, I figured just wing it, just go for it. With that, I really don't have drawings or plans or anything like that to how I did it. Like I said, it was just one of those things that I just wanted to do and see how I liked it. So here's what I ended up with. I have the grill drawer here that I can keep my grill in all the time. You'll see things like this. This is some weather stripping for a house door. I figured I needed something to basically stop it from, coming off the edge, or, I've got it on the back here too. If it slides around, whatever, it's not going to come off the edge with this rubber weather stripping here. This the external frame of it is 3/4 inch plywood. It's really heavy. One of the questions I've got asked about it is, how do I have it secured to the bed, I guess you call it. And I don't have it secured. It's just sitting there, but it is heavy. I mean, I can't lift it. It's loaded with a bunch of crap, but see, if I didn't have drawers, I'd just have this stuff thrown in here and it'd be a bigger mess. But with this, I can just throw it all in here and close it all up. Got my other propane hose in here. It's just my hose. I can put it in there. See that? Nice and easy. Throw it away and hide it. Yeah, so this is 3/4 inch plywood. The frame, external frame, and this center support are 3/4 inch, along with the bottom. Under here, I'm not sure how well you can see it, is a 2x4. There's 2 2x4s underneath to basically lift it up to get it past this trim right here. The shape of this back hatch was kind of difficult to maneuver around. You've got your fuel hose. Your inlet hose has a bump right here in the back, and I basically just avoided messing with that just by doing a straight cut right here. And it sits against that and the wheel well. Along the back, I basically measured the back and then left me a little gap. I have an amp on the back seat right here, so I had to compensate for that, a couple inches. But that is wasted space back here, obviously, because the back seat slants down, which I'm okay with, because in the end, I mean, this is much better than the cluster that it was. Kind of the same idea on this side. This cutout here is for the wheel well, and it 45s out and then comes straight. And in doing that, I ran into the issue of I wasn't gonna take the time to make a cutout in the drawer, so I just left this little gap here, and it turned out to be a good little storage spot. I just got some U-joints thrown in there, just to fill up the space. In building this, I kind of realized that maybe at some point you'd need to get in it when you're driving, or if someone's in the back seat needs to get in it for something, or say the lock mechanism in the hatch is broke, or whatever. It's a Jeep thing. You gotta plan for stuff like that. So I put this back latch in here, and from here I can get into the drawer. Let's see, I'd open it here, and I can get in here if I need to from the inside, whatever. I don't really use it that much, but like I said, when the time comes when I can use it, it would be nice. So that's the gist of it. 3/4 inch plywood on the outside. The drawers are 1/2 inch plywood, and this is wood, but I've taken vinyl wrapping and just a big sticker and wrapped it so it looks appealing, and it's not just spray painted from the outside, and doesn't look half bad. It's held up pretty good. The latches I got on Amazon. These were like the single most expensive item on the whole thing. I think they were $12 a piece. Pretty simple design, and they come with these 90-degree brackets that I've got covered with the carpet here. But they just screw up into there, line them up, and it clicks in. So underneath, I've got the rails just from underneath. The hardest part of this was basically just lining them up parallel with each other, so when you slide the drawer out, it doesn't bind up in any way. You can find these at Lowe's, your local hardware store. Just basic rails, drawer rails. The inside I did spray paint because you don't really see it. I added some neon green just to give it a little flair. The outside, this is speaker box carpet, so you can go to your local sound stereo shop. It was pretty cheap. It was maybe $5 a square foot, I think it was. So, and then with that, I just got the adhesive glue spray. You can also find that at your hardware store, and it's held up pretty good. I mean, it does fray like this, and it does catch a lot of dirt and weeds and stuff, but you know, for what's for, it's great. You can walk in here, and let's see, I did in the beginning draw up some plans. Like I said, I didn't take much time in putting a lot of thought into it. I wanted to just do it. But what I came up with is, you know, what you see. I've got my this is my grill side, and there's my center support. This is that 3/4 inch frame. And the measurements, I'm not even sure how close they are, but you can see I probably did some fine tuning while I was building it. So my measurements say 14, and I'm sitting at about 15.5. And then with the 3/4 support, this side is just going to eat up the rest of the room. It sits at about 24 inches, 23.5, 24 inches. So, if I can give really any advice, it's more or less one of those things you just gotta stop thinking about and just do it. And if it doesn't work, go buy some more wood and cut it up and make it work. Here's my wheel well cut out on this passenger side. You can see that. I mean, I guess you can take these measurements for what they're worth. I believe this is the bottom of the drawer, the big drawer. And you can see, I mean, I did a couple different things, but in the end, I've had it and used it for over a year now. And one of the things I can say that I will probably do on the next one, if I do another one, is instead of doing the cutout on the top and carpeting it this way, I'd want to do just one solid flat piece that actually hugs this wall and then eats up all of this hidden stuff down here, which may or may not be a good idea. I don't know, because I mean, I throw stuff in those empty spots, and without that, then I wouldn't have places for random stuff like this. Another thing is that if it came across, it would hit my extinguisher. So it's just things that I know now. I could turn that 90 degrees and then it would fit, and I have a flat surface. And I could even do latched drawers or hinged latches right here, so I can get down in there. But I feel like one solid flat piece would probably be a little better. Another thing you could do is implement a subwoofer in here somewhere. Depending on how big, I mean, you could do it in that back corner, but then you'd have a smaller drawer. It'd probably take up, you know, a foot of room in your drawer, but you could always do a cutout in the drawer so it didn't interfere with a sub back there. Just different things. That's basically all it is. It's not a lot. There's really not much to it. It's if you can use a table saw and a tape measure and a drill, you should be able to figure it out. But there it is. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.